Hello, my name is Jay, and today I'm going to be doing my makeup for you. This isn't a tutorial because I'm not going to be going in depth on how I'm doing everything, but more explaining what I'm doing, why, and my thought process behind it. In this first little bit, I'm just doing primer and foundation and that sort of thing. So I'll use this first bit as a chance to explain what exactly I'm going for. So, when I sat down to do this makeup and to film this video, I sat down with the intention of I am trying to intentionally cultivate my own makeup look. Not my own makeup look, but a makeup look or makeup looks, a style of makeup that works for me and my face and my style in terms of my skill level, in terms of my color palette, in terms of the things I already wear, in terms of the style that I already have. I do not want to be following trendy makeup that does not necessarily look good on my face. I want to be wearing makeup that looks good on my face and serves me well. And honestly, not even looks good on my face, but even just makeup that I enjoy and serves me well in that way. One of the first things is I don't love this foundation. It is, as you can see, it's not a bad match. It's actually pretty decent. The only thing is that it is more neutral warm, and I am more neutral cool. So it brings like a warm rosy tone to my skin that I don't know what to call myself anymore. Like some people call me emo, some people call me goth, some people call me scene, some people call me alternative. I just say yes to all of it at this point, even though I'm pretty sure half of it's not right and most of it is just like blending it all up into a pot and then you made me. But in, you know, alternative makeup, there is often that white base. I don't want to go full white base. That is painting your face white is a lot of makeup every day. It can be a lot on your skin, and there are a lot of goths. I have mad respect for you guys because you guys are so cool and you can do it so often. Maybe not every day, but so often. And you're so cool. And I have mad respect for you, but I just cannot paint my face white every day. But I would like to try experimenting with a foundation that is on the very, very cool and very, very light side to like give an ode to that kind of makeup. You know what I mean? And the idea of that makeup, and also make me look like a vampire, I guess, or very sick and sullen. Which is, I already dress. People always say that I'm dressed like I'm going to a funeral. So now, like, I'm dressed like I'm going to a funeral and I look like either a vampire or very sick. It's a whole thing, I got a whole thing going on. Okay, so this is a round face blending brush that I got. I think it calls itself a bubble brush. Here, wait, hold on. I have it right here. It's the RT260 bubble blending brush. And I'm not gonna lie, I like this thing. I like how it feels. I like how it blends. I just don't think I've gotten the hang. I'm like holding it right now. I don't know if you can hear me using it. I just don't know if I've gotten the hang of like how to hold and grip it. I feel like each different way that I tried looked silly. Like I'm looking at it now and I feel like I look goofy holding the brush. So if anybody has some tips on how to hold this brush and how like what kind of techniques you would use to use this brush, please let me know because this is a new brush for me and I really liked incorporating it into my look because I think it helped smooth everything and blend it all together. I think sometimes my foundation can look a little patchy, but it doesn't look that way after using this brush. I think I just need better technique at holding it. So this concealer is about maybe the color that I would want my foundation. So maybe I should try doing like a foundation concealer thing. I wouldn't do that on a regular basis, but maybe just to see if I would like this color on myself. But a lot of you, okay, you're gonna look at the way I'm doing my concealer and you're gonna be like, what the fuck are you doing? And I just want to explain myself. Well, I guess this video is for me to explain myself. So I have two goals with my concealer and contour routine. And those two goals are to look sullen and sickly, and also to look more gender neutral, leaning on masculine. Like, I kind of want to look like a sick boy wearing makeup. You know what I mean? I hope you know what I mean. That's one of my goals with my base, with my face and my contour and my concealer. And so I put it in weird places, and I'm still trying to figure out all the exact placements that I want. I feel like I'm close in this video, but not quite. The concealer around my nose and around my chin are because I have laugh and smile lines there, and in person, the concealer helps, to smooth those over. I don't think it works on camera, but in person, it does work. And also, I blend it, you'll see eventually, but I blend my contour generally up and out, and my concealer generally in and down. And this is to achieve that pointy look that I'm going for. Something I learned from this makeup session is that I think I want to, instead of blending my under eye concealer out like I do here, I think I want to blend it down and keep it like just around my eye area instead of blending it out up onto my cheek like I do currently. I think it going out up onto my cheek isn't really giving what I think it's giving. Okay, yeah, so here's me starting to try and blend everything. And here's me blending my contour out and up, and then my concealer in and down. I don't know if I quite blended my contour enough. I'm not gonna lie, I can't remember if I went back to blend it more, but I really hope I did because I don't know if I did it enough. I also put a lot on the tip of my chin there because I have a very small chin and I just want to give it a little more emphasis. Like I said, trying to look masculine. So that means, or at least gender neutral, which means emphasizing parts of my face which, if you are looking for a more feminine look, that you probably don't want to emphasize. So my makeup might not work for you. If you are trying to achieve a similar look to me, but have a different face or different goals around gender and stuff like that, you probably want to do your foundation, contour, concealer differently. And here's me just doing like the forehead. I thought I did something with this like temple highlight. I don't think I did, and I think I'm gonna leave it out next time. I think it detracts from the like pointy look that I'm going for. Play a, well, I don't want to say drinking game because I don't like drinking. Smoking game. Every time I say pointy in this video, take a hit. But I think it detracts from that look that I'm going for. I think that it makes my forehead look a lot wider. I was going for a wide forehead in a masculine way, but I think I only achieved wide forehead in takes away from pointy way. So I'll figure that out. Maybe I can just leave the concealer off there entirely and it'll be gender neutral enough as is. I'm trying to remember what I did next here because I think I went a little out of order. Oh, okay, more concealer. Cool, 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 cool. Excuse me if you can hear me sipping on my water. So this is, I guess, me doing my nose routine, which is something that I'm starting. I've only done nose contour on myself a few times. It's something that I used to like never even touch on myself. I would do it for other people, but I just had weird feelings around my nose because my nose is kind of crooked in weird places. And so I just never even tried to hide it because I was like, if I like, do it wrong. I'm just gonna make it look more crooked. And now I've realized that there's nothing wrong with my nose being crooked. It's just how my nose is, you know? It wasn't always crooked. I broke it at some point, I believe. Um, and now you can see that in the center it deviates, and then on the side it like pushes out to the right more. I guess that for you guys it's on my right side. So you can see me putting a lot more contour there. Um, because if I want to achieve this everything comes in, I'm trying to avoid the word pointy look, then the nose needs to be part of it. You know, the nose is the center of your face. And so I gotta start getting the nose in with the rest of the team. My cheeks can't do all the heavy lifting. And also, I've just gotten over my weird feelings around my nose. It's just a nose, and it's fine that it's crooked or not small or whatever. It's just whatever, you know? You knows. You knows. And here I am just blending the nose contour. I don't think I'm good at blending nose contour yet. Like I said, I've only done it a few times on myself, but I will improve. I might. The day that I'm recording this voiceover is a different day than I took this video. And so the day that I'm recording this voiceover, after I take this voiceover, I might do another round of makeup, taking everything that I learned from this video and doing that. That being said, I have now just promised a video in a video. Uh-oh, let's hope I do that so that now you have this video that I promised you. Okay, so this is me looking at everything and just being like, do I like it? And I think eventually I decide that I like it enough to continue, that there are things that I see wrong with it. Oh, this is also just me having fun with the light. That there are things wrong with it, but I like it enough to continue. I think this is also a good point to say, well, I keep saying that I'm trying to cultivate my own style. We're about to get into eyeshadow and stuff like that. I am not saying that no one has ever worn this kind of makeup before me. I am not saying that especially this look is not what I envisioned in my head going into it. From here on out, we're in for a bit of a frustrating ride because I'm just not getting it right, and it was very frustrating for me for a while. Anyways, I'm not saying that no one has ever used these looks before. I'm just saying that I'm bringing them all together in a way that works for me and my face. So if you see me using a certain makeup technique that someone else uses or was trendy a while ago or is trendy now, it's because it's something that I think is working good for my face. I might not be right, but it's where we're at right now. Good? Good, good, good. Okay, yeah. I think I'm about to start my eyeshadow. I'm looking around for something. Maybe I should have cut this part out so I didn't have to talk over it. Okay, no, yeah, I am looking for something. So this is one of my Morphe palettes. I used to have two, but I think one got loaned out. I don't know where it is anymore. But I also got this amethyst palette from ColourPop. I wanted the red and the purple. I forget what the red one is called, but I wanted the red and the purple. They only had the purple, and I was like, okay, whatever, that's fine. And it is fine. I do really like this palette. Here, I have it right now. The All Amethyst ColourPop palette. Also, I want to say that just because I'm using these products doesn't mean I'm necessarily endorsing anything. I have not kept up with the makeup drama since like 2016, 2017, so I don't know who's doing the bad shit anymore. I just like purple. Purple's my favorite color, and I want to start wearing more of it on my face because I don't wear enough of it in my clothing, and I think I should wear more on my face. So I'm starting with a really bright white base because I wanted to pack on a lot of color and a lot of like depth and layering. So I started with both a primer. Actually, I think this is my eye primer. And then I go in with the white base. Anyways, obviously I could not get my hands on the red palette. I forget what it's called. So once I get my hands on the red palette, I think that will also bring this look a lot closer to where I want. I don't quite have the shades of red in my collection that I want right now, so I really want that red ColourPop palette. But this purple one is really cool, but it did not bring me to the look I wanted, and you're gonna see for a few reasons, some that I think that I could fix with one very simple change. Yeah, okay, so this is already me just putting on the white eyeshadow, setting the stage because I'm gonna have a lot packed on here. Also, the white eyeshadow, oh, okay, I need to cut this out. Hold on. Okay, I need to cut something out. I should have done all that before recording the voiceover, but I'm not thinking about that because in classic me style, it is 6 a.m. right now. Um, okay, so here is where I think a lot went wrong. This color, before I put it on in the pan, I was expecting it to be a lot more red, and it is very, 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 very pink. And you can already see me here just being like, oh no, this is pink, not red. I really thought it was gonna be red, or maybe not entirely red, but I thought it was gonna be like a pinky red, but this is just pink. This is just pink. So now you can see me like looking around like, "Oh God, how am I gonna save this?" And I think I ended up saving it by not doing what I actually wanted and instead going with stuff that looked good, which is why I ended up with a final result so far from what I wanted. But again, we're gonna push on because we learned not this color. This color is pink. I think it was from my Morphe palette. I know it when I see it. I'm sorry, I can't tell you what color it is, but I'll know it when I see it in my pan for myself. But yeah, I think I was also debating just taking it off and starting over, but I was already like how many minutes into filming this video and like I already had this whole base on, so I continued. And so I started with this purple. And something you're going to notice a lot is that I work in the crease of and on the outside of my eye a lot, a lot. And the reason for that is it's hard to tell in this video because in this video I'm like looking down or angling my eye so I can see the whole lid pretty often. But when I am just looking straight at you, my eyelids virtually disappear. So this middle part of my eye, I hardly bother working any any kind of detail there. Any kind of detail there because it just doesn't matter. You just will not be able to see it. The area that I have to play with the most is right above my eye, which mostly gets taken up by eyeliner if I'm wearing eyeliner, the outer corner of my eye, and the crease and what's happening below my eyebrow. That is where I have the most space to work. That is where I have the most space for color. So that's why my eyeshadow looks so big. But I promise when I looking straight at you and put my glasses on, it seems a lot less intense. Just go with it, okay? Because this is gonna seem like a lot of eyeshadow. It's gonna seem very intense. I promise. I have those eyes. I'm also, again, for the very sullen look, I work in the crease a lot and layer in the crease a lot to make my crease look even deeper than it already is. I have hooded eyes, but I don't have deep set eyes, and so I think part of what I do is give myself the appearance of very deep set eyes. I think that's something a lot of people are trying to avoid, but you know, I just have to be spooky and different, I guess. So this is me going in with a different purple, and you can see it getting very, like, pointed here. This is a habit I have left over from my high school 2016 days. I was in high school at the height of, like, weird, crazy, colorful eye makeup, and one bad habit I have left over for it is just sweeping everything into a big point at the outer corner of my eye. That is something that I'm going to kind of stop as well. I think I want my eyeshadow to end when my eyebrows end. You know what? Maybe this is a good time to talk about my eyebrows as well, because a lot of you are going to be like, why the fuck don't you do your eyebrows? And it's honestly because I don't want to, and frankly, I was blessed with very decent eyebrows. They're not amazing, but they're pretty decent. They're not too thick, they're not too thin, and I'm not looking to fuck that up, and I don't care. I don't care. Maybe I'll retract that statement one day and start doing my eyebrows, but I have been doing my own makeup since I was like 13 and have always maintained that I just really don't care about doing my eyebrows, especially because I wear glasses. And my glasses end up covering my eyebrows mostly anyways. And if you disagree with me, and I'm sure a lot of you do, I'm sure a lot of you are gripping your seats in horror. You're gonna scream at me, you're gonna go off at me in the comments for how terrible it is that I don't do my eyeshadow, or maybe you don't care, or my eyeshadow, my eyebrows, or maybe like a sane person, you don't care at all, and you're like, all right, that's just your choice, in which case, thank you very much. You are normal. You are very incredibly normal, and we need more people like you on the internet. Okay, so this is me looking at it and being like, this is really pink and purple. This is giving cotton candy, not alternative emo goth like I was hoping for. Like maybe like this is a look that is definitely skewing more into scene than I want it to. Way more into scene than I want it to. And I guess to explain why this is going so wrong, you have to know that going right would have brought me to a much smokier, redder, like more red and purple, witchy 90s ish, but also like 2010s because that's like when I started learning to do my makeup look. And this is not like, just look at it. This is not that at all. This is not that at all. And so I am just layering darker and darker colors into the corner and onto my crease because I am just trying anything and everything to bring this bright look back down. I think I was also doing some blending here, making sure that it all didn't look super insane. Actually, I didn't like that I used that word. I'm sorry that I used that word, and I'm gonna try not to use it again in a non-medical context because I know a lot of people don't like that. So I'm sorry that I said that. Anyways, it looks kind of a lot right now, and yeah, God, it does get better. Okay, listen, I know that from what I'm describing that I want, this looks nothing like I want. It gets better. We get closer. What I'm learning is not that pink. Not that pink and not this pointy on the sides. Yeah, that is very 2016. Why does my eyeshadow come so far past my eyebrows? That's crazy. That is a crazy amount of eyeshadow going past my eyebrows. Have I always done? I hope that I fixed that. I hope that I fixed that. Okay, I think this is one more, like, even darker purple with an even thicker packing brush. Because I'm just really trying to bring some smokiness into this look. Ooh, okay, I almost dropped my laptop, which isn't good because I don't have a mic, which is why my audio sucks right now. Um, we do eventually get to something somewhat smoky, uh, but it takes a while, and God, yeah, this just is not what I was going for or looking for. This is so pink. You can see it on my face. You can see me being like, this is so pink. It makes my eyes look good though. That's cool. One of the great things about having brown eyes and sitting in front of a ring light is you don't get that weird like ring light in your eyes. They just look very brown. Well, I guess you do get it, but okay, so this is where I made the choice to take it from I'm trying to do something that I really like on my eyes to I just want it to look good now. Like I don't care anymore if it doesn't get the like goth look that I'm going for or like the 90s grunge look that I'm going for. I'm throwing out so many like words and it might just sound like aesthetic garbage, but I promise that it's not and that like I have visions in my head. I should put up like my vision boards on Instagram or something. Would you guys look at those? I guess I would have to make vision boards first. But yeah, this very sparkly purple that I'm putting on my lid was just my final, like, you know what? I'm just gonna go for something that looks good and I'm not gonna care about if it's like smoky, grungy, goth. I'm just looking for something that looks good, and I've learned a lot about what I don't want and what I do want from this, so we've already made a lot of progress. And this this really helped. And oops, okay. Okay, someone please tell past me to stop smoking on camera because then I have to edit it out, and I forgot that I had done that, so I didn't edit it out. Anyways, this is where I finally start to get something that I like more. This is me with an angled brush bringing some black under my eye and doing like a like eyeliner but underneath, which I know is not new or or unique. Millennials, don't come yelling at me that you did this first. I know. But I'm just bringing a lot of black under my eye. It starts out rough, but we get to a better place. Like this whole makeup look has started out rough, but we get to a better place eventually. Yeah, so you can see me already starting to like this a little bit more. Why do I make those faces? Why do we make those faces when we do makeup? Why? 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 Also, I don't know if you're noticing this, but for me, when I am doing my makeup, I always start with my non-dominant side. So I start with my left because I'm right-handed. Because I find I picked this tip up somewhere from someone else. I don't know who, but I know I didn't make this up myself. But I find that it's often easier for me to replicate things on my dominant side if I've done it on my non-dominant side first, as opposed to to do it on my dominant side first and then replicating it on my non-dominant side. So whoever had that tip, wherever I got that from, whoever you are, if it was someone online, someone in real life, thank you so much because it has saved me so much grief of trying to make my makeup even. I do forget sometimes though. God, I really started out rough with the black, but it gets better. I am not a huge fan, and I'm not gonna lie, I've never been a huge fan of winged liner on myself. It is something that I did. I did go for the trend for a while. But I think it just never really, I always knew that it never really looked good on me. So I'm trying to go for this like under eye black look, like an underliner, I guess. Um, because I don't like winged liner, and what I typically do, I don't think I ended up with liner in this look, but what I typically do is just let it end at the corner of my eye. And so I think having this black underneath and having this underneath part be the pointed part, I think that works a lot better for my eye shape rather than trying to force a wing onto my upper lid, which is always what I was doing. It just never worked for my eye. I feel like this works so much better for me. And like, I don't know. I always wanted to be like one of those guys with the smudgy eyeliner under their eyes. I don't have eyeliner that I can smudge under my eyes currently. That's something that I will be looking to add. I'm thinking of just getting like a NYX crayon liner or something like that, or one of their like jumbo liners maybe. Because that seems like something that I could smudge out under my eye pretty easily. But if you have a suggestion for a black liner that I could use under my eyes, that would look not terrible, because some of it looked terrible. I'm not gonna lie, some of it looked terrible. Okay, I think I'm still deciding whether or not I like it, and coming around more to it than I had before and saying that I need to bring the look. Okay, this is when I realized that not only was everything too pointy, but it was dragging down too much, and I needed to clean it up and bring my look to be more like round and upwards rather than pointed and like sideways or down. This was really hard concealing over what I'd already done and not fucking it all up, but I think I did a pretty good job. I actually did a pretty good job. Good job me. Go me. I did good there. Yeah, look at that. And I didn't even really smudge it. Wow, good job. Okay, maybe I could have done a little bit better, but whatever. 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 Yeah, so this is look at my face. Look at the look on my face. This is me coming to the realization that none of this is what I wanted. I do not give what I wanted to give. I look it's giving 2016, it's giving birthday makeup, it's giving so many things that I didn't want it to give. It's giving this was on trend 10 years ago, and I was just not happy, but unsure of how to fix it because I just didn't have a lot of darker colors in my palette that would look good on what I already had. The darker colors I had in my palette would have just made this whole thing a muddy mess. And at the very least, what I had going for me was something nice that I just needed to blend out more. And I didn't want to ruin that with a color that just absolutely was never going to work. So I think this is me just sorting through my eyeshadow and trying to see if I can find something to fix this. I put a little bit of like iridescent, like really light purple in the inner corner, which I think just brought it to even more 2016, but this look did need that inner corner look because it was just not, it just needed something, you know. It's hard to imagine. So obviously I know how this turned out, and it's so crazy seeing it here versus how it actually turned out and how I ended up being able to make it suit my more, I don't want to say edgy style, but I guess that's the word I have for what I mean. I think you guys will see. I'll put pictures of also what it ended up looking like out in the world later and then this video probably towards the end. I was not happy. I was not happy. You can see that I was not happy. So I'm looking up close and I'm trying to decide what to do, what I think. It's a little unblended. I wish I had blended more, but I think at this point I was too frustrated to see that. Again, it does make my eyes look good. The brown is really giving. That's great, but just it's not what I wanted. It's not what I wanted, and you can see that I'm upset with it. God, I must be such an easy person to read because when I'm upset, you can just see it all over my face. Like I kind of knew that, but wow, this is a lot. Okay, something else that I'm learning is that I kind of want to bring in more contour in general. Uh Around my like chin, not my chin, but like my jaw area, like by my ear and jaw area. But that's a really easy fix. That's something that I can do really easily. What am I doing? What am I looking for? I genuinely have no clue. Oh, am I starting on blush and stuff? Okay. I guess this is when I just was like, I am just gonna try. So I took my darkest, most plummy blush and I really liked the over blushing trend of 2020. I know everyone's past it now. They think it's cringe. I don't care. I liked it. I thought that it was one of the very few cool, fun things that type of look brought to the alternative style. So it's something that I've continued to replicate in a lot of my makeup since then. And I think it works for me because I don't use bronzer. And this is the only way I ever use blush. Like, I don't use blush how you are normally supposed to use blush. It is either no blush, no bronzer, or this kind of blush. And you can fight me on that if you want to. I can't stop you from disliking my choices. And I think this is me looking for a highlighter. I don't use that much highlighter anymore. I used to be a big over highlighter, but I've really calmed it down since then. I think keeping the highlighting to somewhat neutral helps, even if I'm doing something really big and bold and colorful, keep the look more gender neutral on my face. I don't know if I actually look as gender neutral as I think I do, or if I am just living in the bubble of I know a lot of trans people who are like, "Yes, you are non-binary." um, but whatever. So, yeah, as you can see, not a ton of highlighter. It doesn't even really show up on camera. It mostly shows up in person. But I do think I want a different kind of highlighter because just the ones that I have, I am not happy with in general right now. I think that I ended up leaving the eyeshadow a little bit messy and unblended because I was like, maybe this will lean into like the edgier, grungier feel of it. Because like I felt like if I did it too clean, then it would give like too much birthday makeup, editorial, that kind of thing, and that's just not what I was going for. So I think I was leaving it a little more smudgy and unblended for like the effect. You know, working so hard to look effortless type thing, maybe. Um, and this was my Hail Mary. This was my saving grace. If this did not work, if this did not bring the look to where I wanted it to, then the whole thing was just going to be a wash. So, mascara and lipstick. Now, I don't do lashes. Uh, I'm not very good at them. I don't like doing them. And I think that my natural eyelashes are pretty full, and just putting mascara on them is usually enough for me, especially in person. I feel like it's not really reading on camera, which is unfortunate. This mascara really gives them like a wispy look, which is not something I typically go for, but it is pretty cool. And I was just hoping, I was just really hoping and trying and just trying. I'd learned a lot about what I wanted and what I didn't want, but now my last bit of focus was just making this look okay, something that I could wear out. And I want to say that something that I can wear out and something that you could wear out are maybe different things. If you are not someone that does crazy makeup or wears crazy outfits on a regular basis, you are probably going to look at a lot of the things that I wear and be like, okay, well, this is not something that you can wear out, actually. But it is something that I can wear out, actually, because I don't care. And also, when you have a more alternative look, I think a lot of alternative people can attest to this. When you have a more alternative look, people will let you get away with things that they would normally call out on other people because it's just like, "Oh, you're just alternative and like weird, whatever." Okay, so the black lipstick really did help, but something that I've been wearing black lipstick since I started doing makeup, but something that I've always had trouble with is that I have most of my lip resides in the middle of my mouth, if that makes any sense. The sides of my mouth is not a lot of lip. It's just like line, you know? It's just like my mouth just opens. But most of my lip space, please ignore how weird it looks now. It'll get better. Most of my lip space is in the center. And this has always resulted in my lipstick looking really weird and uneven. This, what I have right here, is how I would have always done it in the past, mostly. I just always tried to do everything, sorry, as evenly as I could and bring the upper lip up a little bit and just do what I could. Also, I always just smudge my black lipstick a little bit if I'm going to be wearing black lipstick. But this look, I realized was a little bit uneven. And oh, again, you can see me liking this a lot more now that I have the black lipstick on. The eyeshadow is still not at all what I want. I still would really like to see this with a much lighter foundation. I think the lighter foundation would like instantly bring this a lot closer to what I'm looking for. And maybe an even cooler toned contour. Anyways, so I realized that this was kind of uneven and that I should try and fix it. And in fixing it, I ended up making the center of my lips very round and leaving a lot of color out of the lines of my lips. And I ended up really liking that. I overlined here because I hadn't gone into it thinking that I wanted this look, but I then wanted to try this look. So it ends up a little bit too much here, but in the future, hopefully it would not end up like that. So what I was going for was a little bit more of a realistic-ish and I don't get to it here. I think I do a couple more rounds of lipstick touch-ups. Think like Betty Boop. Think like flappers, the very round in the middle lipstick. But what I eventually wanted was something very round on the bottom and mostly round on the top. But I usually bring the two arches of my Cupid's bow to a point. Um, yeah, here, see, this is me realizing overlining, not a good idea because what the fuck is that? But I bring the arches of my Cupid's bow to a point. So I wanted to try and do like a less exaggerated version of that round 1920s Betty Boop lipstick, but with a pointed upper arch instead of a rounded arch on top. And I don't think I got there with this lipstick, but I did get a more rounded shape eventually. I don't get there yet, but I did eventually get to a more rounded shape with two pointed arched Cupid's bows. And I liked it a lot. So I'm going to try and do that again in the future. That is something that I went into this having no clue that I wanted it. I thought that I was just going to do my regular black lipstick, that I would start using more mauve-y, like deep red lipsticks as well, but I had no clue. I had no clue that I wanted to try this like rounded 1920s lipstick look, but I'm really glad that I am going to try it because I think I've stumbled onto something that really works for my lips. This is what I'm talking about. These like kind of round lips are not trendy anymore, and they haven't been for like over 100 years now. But I think they work for my lips, which like modern lipstick does not work for my lips. This whole like full, both lips being very full, pouty, plush duck lips, that's just not how my lips are. That's just not how my lips look. And so I'm excited to try this. Again, I don't fully achieve it here, and God, I'm taking so long getting this point. Okay, if you haven't understood what I meant by point, this is what I'm talking about. Also, once again, take a shot every time I say point or pointy. Okay, so it's uneven, but this is closer to what I'm talking about. The black lipstick in general just brings this to a much more alternative place. I'm very glad that I put it on. I'm very glad that I stuck through it and stuck with it. This got me to a better place that I wanted a lot more, but I've also learned a lot. And I literally think that the very next time I do my makeup, like the next time I do my makeup, I haven't done my makeup since doing this, I will be one step closer to cultivating my makeup look, my style. Bringing my hair down also really helped. Something about being alternative is that when you're alternative, everything just kind of looks alternative on you if you just put on all your regular shit. Okay, so we're getting to the end here. Thank you. Oh god, I have the hiccups. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciated it. I really liked this look, even though I really didn't. I like, subscribe, comment, whatever, whatever. Okay, goodbye. It's gonna be ending really soon now. Thank you for all your support. Thank you for not being mean about my makeup. Okay, goodbye.